The AFL is still basking in the glory of signing a record-breaking $4.5 billion 7-year TV rights broadcast deal. And here are some of the key points, Caro.
It's extraordinary, Sam. The main thing is that Seven, for example, have ended up paying at least $60 million more over 7 years than they wanted to pay. This is an extraordinary amount of money for the competition. I think the AFL was hoping for $600 million, sort of on average a year. It's now closer to what, about $642 million a year. We know that Channel 10 came and Paramount came in on Monday. All four networks, if you count Fox Footy as one, Channel 7, the 9 Stan offer and, of course, the 10 Paramount offer. They all came in on Monday morning. Here's Gillon McLachlan announcing the deal. Channel 10 offered a staggering 10-year deal, which was massive, $6 billion, I think, over 10 years. The 9 offer, I'm told, 9 with Stan, was around $525 to $35 million a year, plus $100 million in marketing from their TV station, of course, shows like this one and 3AW and The Age and the Sydney Morning Herald, etc. The talks went well into the night, 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. I think there was a handshake about 4 a.m. A deal was pretty much signed. Then Gillon McLachlan called both Channel 10 and then Channel 9, don't know in what order, into his office early Tuesday morning, gave them the bad news in a respectful way, and on it went. I mean, there is so many dominoes will fall now. Intriguingly, there's still a view that Gillon McLachlan could be in the job until mid-January. There's so much more work to do. The big one, of course...
Maybe he shouldn't leave. He's doing such a good job.
Well, there's a lot of people who think that. I'm not sure there's still a short list for his replacement, but we know that Andrew Dillon and Travis Auld, who did such a wonderful job working alongside him, and all the networks praised their performances as well, are very much in the frame to replace Gillon McLachlan, who gets a very nice bonus and deserves all the congratulations in the world. Look, there are going to be... The northern markets are wary of the marketing and the reach they will lose from losing some free-to-air games. There are deals being put in place to combat that, but I think overall... You really, and, you know, obviously more people now are going to need pay TV subscriptions. This has been wonderful.
So Brendan Gale, no chance? Is it down to...
No, he's still in the running.
Mix,
Yep.
And talking about bonuses, you talk about difference, strategy and people. You bring in Steve Hocking, the calibre, and he changes the strategy and the rule changes. The stand mark and the football that's being played can solely be, in my view, and I heard Tim Watson raving about it, take a lot of credit.
Where, in your view... should the money... we all have our priorities, and believe me, the calls have started to AFL HQ
Excluding this panel, I think it should go to the player group. They're putting on the show. The players, and I think the percentage by world standards is lower. The inflation hasn't moved in the salaries like it should. Our top players... The players deserve a bigger slice or a fair slice.
Do you think their performances over the last week have lifted a few more dollars onto that deal?
They deserve every cent they get, but I don't think they've been affected as heavily as what the coaching group has. So I think player development is as poor or as, probably as soft as it's ever been. You know, even less so not enough coaches to play.
Well, it's still $3 million less, isn't it?
It is. Not enough players being drafted anymore.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, so down to 45 players potentially being drafted this year. So I think into assistant coaches' development's a real issue. Yep.
Sam?
Well, they're two massive issues, players and coaches. With fear of bringing up the Tom Lynch goal again, it'd be good to spend a little bit more money on technology. I mean that seriously across all the grounds to make sure that we have the best possible technology, video cameras, replay systems to be able to make sure that, those...
Well, that dovetails into the smarter stadiums and a better experience.
That's right.
Well, it's a no-brainer for me. Not only would a 19th football team out of Tasmania make this a truly national league, but the social leadership the AFL could show in a state crying out for more jobs and a better economy, I think will change the landscape of Australia if it happens, and I think it will happen now. Here's Gillon McLachlan this morning on SEN.
I think it'll be sort of late August, late September. Just trying to finalise something with the Tasmanian government, and then we'll be going back to the clubs as soon as we can after that.
So the clubs are pretty much behind Tasmania now. Gillon, I think, wants a better deal from the Tasmanian government. Sam, they have upped the ante. The $150 million offer over 10 years is unofficially... We don't know the number, but it has definitely gone up. The AFL needs it to go up by more, so...
Stadium deal?
That is also very much in the pipeline now.
Do you think they'll end up paying for more than half, the Tasmanian government?
I'm not certain about that.
Does the federal government get involved in the stadium?
I reckon they will get involved. And just on the players' negotiation, Paul Marsh, the head of the AFLPA, has brought in a troubleshooter, a facilitator by the name of Yolanda Beattie, who's done a lot of work. She's an equal pay expert, done a lot of work with cricket, did a great job with the White Ferns over in New Zealand and also with women's soccer. There is a lot of concern there's a lot of disagreement between the men and the women about how this is going to be divided. I think this is going to be a really big job for Gillan McLachlan.
So you've got Paul Marsh representing both cohorts.
The women don't feel they're getting good representation.
So will this representation come in and bring the people on the board of the Male Players Association and the females? You know, like Dangerfield. Is that the aim, to bring players together?
She's a facilitator.
Gee whiz, that's a red hot.
You've got to get to a break. You said outside of this panel when you're spending money, imagine how hard those two would be to negotiate with.
Oh, I need two facilitators.
Well, just on Channel 7, I just want to close this segment by saying I'm not sure Wayne Carey's future is certain at Channel 7 beyond this year. Now, we know they've stood him down after an incident in the casino in Perth last week. Channel 7 really disappointed that Wayne Carey did not contact his network immediately after that incident happened. They don't think it looks good for Wayne Carey, and I'm not sure he'll be on 7 beyond... I think he might have performed his last duties for Channel 7.
I noticed that the Age newspaper reporting tonight, Cara, that he is considering legal action against Crown. So there's two very different stories going on at the moment.